Hey there, dear Spellweaver community, and welcome back to Spellweaver tournaments. Once again, it's midweek Conquest. Once again, we are trying to get the grand old prize. Last time we actually managed to do that. We got a card back that I didn't care for that much, but still used it on a couple of decks. Looks pretty good, but you know, overall I would rather get like the good ones. And today, this time, there's actually a card back that I really like. It's Silver Fang, but not the regular old doggo Silver Fang. It's actually the transformed one. You know, the one that you get when you have like a certain level that you can summon with the wolf tongue guy. Looks pretty awesome, the card back, and I hope we get it. But if I look at the lineup that we have today, it doesn't really look like it, because there are some people in here that are a problem. We have Dobritze, or namely that would be Dobritze, and Hall and Rinriet. Did Dobritze win a Masters so far? I'm not sure. But yeah, we know Dobritze, we know Hall, we know Rinriet, so it's gonna be a tough lineup, a tough nut to crack, but let's hope that we can do that. And then there's also Sasha. Nailed it. But yeah, there are still 18 minutes left to register for this this week's midweek Conquest, and we'll see who's gonna join us. The decks that we're gonna play last time went pretty well because we skipped around and probably has something to do with it. But other than that, of course, we play vampires. That's always a given. Then we have a new deck, which is just called Discard. We're gonna look into that in a little bit. And Red Soldier. So far, out of these three decks, the ones that I've played in Spellweaver Ranked, including the deck tag, obviously, that comes with it, we're only vampires, so gonna make like a quick roundup. I'm gonna play the Discard and the Red Soldiers one soon in Spellweaver Ranked, so I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but I'm gonna show you what this is all about. So the Discard deck is by Maxim Versus. He has like his own thread in the forums, and where he posts his decks, and that one was pretty awesome. Maxim Versus is a person. Not gonna say too much, but yeah, the deck is pretty awesome. And you know, I always said, and we've played against that a couple of times, not the milling decks, but the mill your hand decks, which is basically discard a card. And I wanted to make a deck that revolves around it, but I never really quite knew which cards I should splash in. And Maxim Versus actually made a pretty awesome deck. So we have 4x Centaur Illusionists. We know that from the Banshee Bounce one, by the way. When Centaur Illusionists enters the field, you may return a non-Centaur creature you own to your hand. If you do, that creature costs 2 mana less this turn. For this spectacular, I want to say. For this specific effect, we splash this card in there. It's a 3/3 2-speed, so it's also good stats, good blocker. We have Bark Convoy. Bark Convoy enters the field with a Might Emblem, and we can pay 1 mana to remove a Might Emblem from Bark Convoy, and we can destroy an artifact or a spell, which means Vampirism, Scatterdoor's Bitching, Totems, yeah, Totems, Helm of Dominion, you know, stuff like that. We can remove everything of that, and especially Scatterdoor's Bitching and Vampirism, that we can get rid of this with Bark Convoy is awesome. And also, you know, we can use Centaur Illusionists, bounce him back, play him again, then we have another Might Emblem on Bark Convoy, and we can destroy another spell, which is pretty good. Storm Fairy. When Storm Fairy enters the field, return up to 1 creature to its owner's hand. Awesome against reanimating. Of course, against Reanimator decks, because, you know, they don't tend to have the necessary aspects or mana, obviously, but they don't need it, but they use Reanimate to get the creatures out of the graveyard and then to play it again. And with Storm Fairy, we just select it, and he has to put it back into his hand. Also good against creatures that cost a lot of mana that the enemy just can't dish out every once in a while. And also, Centaur Illusionists. Get it back to your hand, play it again, bounce another creature. Awesome shit. Life Force Incarnate. His attack and the HP are each equal to the number of creatures you control, and when Life Force Incarnate enters the field, return a random creature card from your graveyard to your hand. It goes hand in hand with the hero that we play, Naiva the Reverend, Advanced. And Reverence, the next 3 creatures you play this turn cost 1 mana less to a minimum of 1 mana. Whenever you play one of those creatures, draw a card. You know, goes without saying, you get a bunch of creatures on the field, usually. And, yeah, Life Force Incarnate just benefits from it. Mesmerizing Spirit is definitely a star of the deck. When Mesmerizing Spirit enters the field, the enemy hero discards a card. You know, we play Centaur Illusionist, we get it back to our hand, and it's 2 mana less. So we can pay this for 0 mana, or play this for 0 mana, basically. And play it again, and the enemy hero has to discard another card. Bloodwitch Harpy. At the start of each hero's turn, that hero sacrifices a level 1 creature. If he or she does, that hero gains 1 mana. Just good removal against mostly aggro, obviously. And it's a 3/2, 2-speed flying. Good card overall. For spells, we have Landslide, put up to 2 creatures, 2 cards, with mana cost 2 or less from the field onto the top of their owner's decks. This one at least should, like, draw a card, because it's still terrible, but we run 4 of this because it's nature only, and it's the only good removal that nature has. And of course, we also run something for even better removal, Obnoxious Fumes 4 times. Of course, it's a no-brainer. No-brainer is also a Splitting Headache, because with that, the enemy hero discards 2 cards. Goes without saying. Gets rid of the enemy's hand as well. Reanimate, of course, to get back, basically, mostly we use it for Mesmerizing Spirit. Or for Storm Fairy, because we can just play it on the board right away, which is pretty cool. Centaur Illusionist sometimes, if we have like Mesmerizing Spirit or Storm Fairy out, goes hand in hand with that. Suffocate, just good board removal, even though we run cards that don't have much HP, but pretty good speed, so it also kills our board, so we only run 1 of that. 9 Nature Shrines and 2 Enchanted Springs, Fleeting Mirage. I freaking love this. Every time this is in a deck, you can just do so much shenanigans with that. Return a creature you control to its owner's hand. So if we don't have a Centaur Illusionist, we don't even have Tornado Outbreak. That would also be good, by the way. Maybe get Suffocate out and put that in, because with Fleeting Mirage, Enchanted Spring, it's only 1 mana actually. It's only 2 aspects, 3 rounds of cooldown though. It's a little bit much, but only 1 mana, sorry, to get 1 of our creatures into our hand. So, yeah, you know, best scenario, play a Mesmerizing Spirit, enemy discards 1 card, play a Centaur, get Mesmerizing Spirit back, it's 0 mana to play, so we played it again, enemy hero discards another card, we use Fleeting Mirage on the Mesmerizing Spirit, get it back to our hand, play it again for 2 mana, and then the enemy hero has to discard 3 cards in 1 turn, and overall, you know, Mesmerizing Spirit is a good blocker. So that's the deck we played today. Vampires, you know, you all know that. And Red Soldiers is basically just a soldiers list with Rage, Shrines, and Spells. So we run 4 times Sentry of the Light, gives Valor +1 when it enters the field. Steelhorse Spearman is ranged while defending, it's a 1/1/3 speed. Dwarf Spell, of course, by the way, this is a Knight, this is a Soldier, then we have another Soldier. 3 of those. Dwarf Spellbreaker is pretty good. He gets +1 speed as long as the enemy hero controls a spell, like Skadador's Bitching for instance, and when Dwarf Spellbreaker deals combat damage to a hero, destroy a spell that hero controls. Doesn't happen too often because it's only a 2 speed, but if it happens, then yeah, gets rid of some annoying spells. 4 times Temple Guard, still after the nerf, a little bit worse, but still pretty good. It's a 1/3 and converts Might Emblems that you would put on him, for example from the Sentry of the Light, into Shield Emblems. 3, Steel Nor Innkeeper. By the way, so far everyone, we have right here a Soldier, we have a Soldier, and we have another Soldier, the Steel Nor Innkeeper. Yeah, when he enters the field, you can shuffle up to 5 creature cards from a hero's graveyard into the deck, usually our own, that's like anti-milling. And for 1 more mana, we can stupefy an enemy creature, which comes in handy most of the time. Renders like an Elder Red Dragon, for example, a little bit obsolete because he can't use Dragonfire anymore when you stupefy him, and he is not flying anymore, so he's on the front line as well. 4 times Elite Vanguard. Just a vanilla 3/3, 2 aspects, 2 mana, 2 speed. Good card overall. And Master Tactician buffs every Soldier and I think also Knight that is on the same line as him. The only thing that I just realized, by the way, this deck or this particular list doesn't run the Knight Recruiter, the Horseback Rider, which is also a good thing, a good card overall because he benefits from militias. But Master Tactician buffs every Soldier on the same line as him to a +1/+1. So there's also, by the way, we play with basic Alexa, obviously, that summons a 1/1 militia onto the field. However, If Master Tactician hits the board, that militia is a 2/2, and every time, as it says right here, as long as the militia's attack is greater than 1, it also gains +1 speed, so it's a 2/2. No, it's a 1/2, sorry. No, it's a 2/2, right? It's attack and HP, yeah. So it's a... If Master Tactician hits the field, it's a 2/2 with 2 speed. Pretty good blocker overall. Guards, summons 2 militia onto the field. We can play that before the enemy hero attacks, and just prevent some potential damage into our face. 4 times Fireball. That's what we splash Rage in for the Fireballs, obviously. Deals 3 damage for 2 mana, 1 aspect. Pretty awesome. Massive Assault is an awesome drop because 2 aspects, 2 mana, and gives allies, we can, our creatures that attack get +1 attack. And Forced Labor, you know, we can get a lot of militias out with the hero ability. It's only 1 mana, I think. Yeah, it's 1 aspect, 1 mana, and a 2-round cooldown to summon a militia. And usually, you know, we have the creatures that we have, as you can see right here from the mana cost, they are not costly at all. So we can just use Forced Labor, summons 3 Tortured Orcs onto the field. They are slaves, but since our creatures are so damn cheap to play, we usually have more than enough to control the slaves. And for shrines, we have 9 Order Shrines, 2 Soldiers Memorial, and 8 Rage Shrines. And, you know, as I said, vampires, you know how that works because I've played that numerous times. And, yeah, there are even more players right now. So, for now, we have in the tournament Dobrytsu, Rax. He's probably chatting already. Good guy. Zadorek, Zasher. Me, of course. Galdinau, Torik, fellow German. Wisp, Sveiks, Holyall, and Rinriet. So, a lot of people that we definitely know that are pros and that diminish our chances of actually getting the card back that we want to a minimum, I would say, at the very least. But yeah, that was it for the decks that we run in this week's midweek Conquest from the October 25th. And yeah, that's it for that. And I'll see you when round 1 commences. And by the way, if we play Holyall again, he's probably gonna ban vampires. Oh yeah, that's also the thing, by the way. Janma Ratek also joined. Who has the Spellweaver rank, by the way? Not bad. The most likely deck to be banned, I would think, like when people see this. By the way, I also played against Valor Rage lately. I fucking hate that deck. Valor Rage is, I think, a thing that people really play because it's awesome. So either they think when they see this, they probably assume it's gonna be Valor Rage, or, even though I haven't seen it as often, but Polar Bears. And for this one, obviously, you know, soldiers are in the meta, so people are just gonna assume that that I'm gonna play soldiers right here. So, and this one, Burning Rage. So the most likely to be banned is either, and probably not even Burning Rage, or Burning Coronas, however you want to call it. I think the most likely to be banned depends also, of course, what they play and what they think I will ban. But I'm gonna say this one. This card deck is the most likely to be banned. But we'll see about that. Let's see if my prediction kicks in. And yeah, then I'll see you when round 1 commences. Holy shit, that's all I can say. Look at the registered players right here. There's something going on. It's 17 people. Still only 4 rounds. And I was about to say Cruel Tech isn't here, but he is. Dobrytsu, Rax, Monzarak, An Album, Martolea, Sadorek, Sashire, me, Galdinau, Torik, Wisp, Cruel Tech, Eagle Hue, Geronimo Sveiks, Janma Ratek, and Rinriet are the ones that participate. Gonna give GGHF in the chat. And let's see who we are gonna face. We're gonna know in 2 seconds from now. Really? That's the freaking 2nd time in a row. Look at how many... There's only 1 guy that got a buy, and that is me. So, last time that happened was in the last Conquest. And we actually got the card back then, but there weren't as many people in the tournament, obviously. But that means, I think, that we have 1 point secured already, and we only have to win 2 more, because I think we need 3 points in order to get in the top 4 to get the prize. Pretty cool. So, yeah, that was round 1. I'm gonna make a bonus episode, of course, where I'm gonna spectate one of the games right here. Probably not gonna go into Cruel Text one, because he only plays control decks. But, yeah, that was it for round 1. So I'm gonna see you in round 2, and definitely check out the bonus episodes, because that's where I'm gonna commentate one of these games here. I'm gonna check which one. You know, Doggo, every leader of the forces of evil needs a good companion, and you're definitely one. I'm gonna bring you home. I'm gonna give you the best home ever. There's no one that's gonna stop me, not even a member of the Shrining. That's Rush, Heal Million, Control. Fuck Control. Heal Million is also shitty. Oh, okay, vampires. Vampires against Heal Million. And that's okay. I can live with that. That's okay. Let's check this out. Go for the ramp, and then we go for that beautiful girl right here, I think. Huh? We even have 2 of these. Options. Options for the masses. Can't play him yet, so we can discard him for now. Good old Karthus. And I think... Oh, that's a problem. You know, we had a similar play in one of the Conquest thingies lately. Let's play him. Good old Vampiric Ashes. Make sure that we get everything. We also can't play this yet, so that's good. We can actually just take control over one of the shrines, so it's not that big of a deal. That sucks, however. That sucks even more. God damn it, dude. That's the worst outcome that you can hope for. However, I'm gonna take one. Because I like one of those. And I think I'm also gonna get rid of one of these then. I can gain 1 mana with her, but it doesn't really matter because 1 mana doesn't do anything from me. Oh, that sucks. But at least I got another one. Another Moon Priestess, that is. But it's already too much life for him, for my liking. And Vampires needs a little bit of time to set up. Okay. That. Go on. That. And that. And turn. Stabilized. Hopefully. I think we are safe from some of Order's removal. Yeah, I kind of saw that coming. Do I just take 4? Yeah, he might have more than that. How much is that? Yeah, it's 3 mana, so he can't play another one of these. Actually going for that. Doesn't attack with the temple, which makes sense. Cataclysm. Don't take Good. Cataclysm. Mostly don't take Vampirism or you're gonna be sorry for the rest of your life. Gonna play the Bloodborne Prince. Can buff this once, would make 2 damage. I don't think attacking would be a good idea. Because 3 HP, 2 damage, still dies to this, gets life, so... Don't want none of that. And we can play Lord Karthus and kill this. Next turn, don't really need Cataclysm because we only have 2 in the deck anyways. So that's where we come into play. Yeah, I want to keep him out. Well, that's a great deck. Do we go for discard? Nah, I think Vampires does better against Rage than discarding cards, so... Well, that's definitely a draw again. That's just terrible. That's just as terrible as the hand that we had before. Doesn't get any better. But we have 1 removal. And we apparently have to make use of it right away. And we do. Get out of my face. I actually need a Spark. That would be pretty good because of him. Is he like in a hurry or something? Why does he play so fast? What the fuck is going on in this town? Take a little bit of time. So, yeah, in Cataclysm we don't need that just yet. So, gonna go for that. And I think next turn I'm gonna go for the Bloodseeking Mutant, put a Weakness Emblem on one of these then. Okay. And there's the Vampirism. Let's go Mutant. Hide him for now, I think. Yeah. And next turn, Vampiric Touch. Ah, God. Obnoxious as hell. That's what these decks are. Get rid of this. Okay. Could go in for lethal with everyone. And that's a loss. Well, that was fun. So that was the second round. First round, whatever. Gonna cast another game and then see you in game 3 when we don't play against Stupid Rush.